Hey guys, Doc here. I've got a quick review for you today. It's Iron Man issue number 3 by Joshua Williamson and Carmen Carnero. This book just continues to get better and better with each issue, man. This mystery of all of the intellectuals that Madame Mask and AIM have captured to try to create a think tank, a new Tony Stark. I don't know where that's going as far as, physically, how are you going to create a new Tony Stark? But I really think it's amazing what Joshua Williamson is doing. He's got his finger on the pulse of Iron Man and Tony Stark, who are two contrasting things. Tony Stark is the multi-billionaire who is kind of like the Bruce Wayne of Marvel. And Iron Man is the hero who stops at nothing to stop the bad guys and to save the world. So they are both kind of egocentric, but at the same time, it's not the same thing. So how do you go about without putting one of these guys in true danger, danger of dying? How do you create another person who is just as intelligent as Tony Stark, but who does the same things for the same reasons? How can you twist one person's damage and put that onto somebody else? So it's an interesting thing here. And then you get to see MODOK, which MODOK is an interesting character. He's funny, but I don't think he's quite as funny in the comics as he is in the Ant-Man movie. I didn't see that. But you also have another kind of question. Who is this Citizen V? Because I didn't read it, but according to a little bubble on a future page, it says that it can't be Baron Zemo because Zemo was taken out during the first issue of One World Under Doom. So who is that? But see, to deepen the mystery, it says you just can't help making a joke, Tony. And so when he called him Tony, then he said, "Do I know you?" And he says, "What are you?" And he says, "I'm a warning to know that, and let you know that we're watching you." Now he walks off into the shadows in a cool sequence, so we don't really know exactly who is watching Tony or for what purpose, but he knows now that there's a Citizen V out there. So this was really, the one thing, like I said, Joshua Williamson has got his finger on the pulse of who Tony Stark is. And Tony goes out with Luca Lucia, and she says, "When's the last time you built something just for yourself? Not to help others, not to survive, but just for you." And Tony, who's not a very introverted person because he grew up with a father who demanded perfection and grew up with all the toys and all the money and all of those things that helped create who he was, but he didn't always have a loving home life. So you get to see in this image here, he and his father building something. It kind of reminds me of the father and son dynamic in Titan AE, where Kale didn't understand why his father Sam left. He felt like he had been abandoned, but he didn't understand that Sam had to go hide the Titan so that I don't remember the name of those characters now, but the Energon-like characters didn't find the Titan and destroy it. Tony's always held anger towards his own father for not being there and being the man that Tony aspires to be each and every day. So if you guys want an excellent Iron Man series that's set in the modern times, here it is right here. Joshua Williamson writer, Carmen Carnero is artist. Definitely check this book out. Thanks, guys. Have a great day, and I'll catch you later.